All right. I thought I was going to be a trailer, guys. I'm so sorry. I just touched my mouth. I was like, oh, there's some pizza left over. That was great. Thanks for the heads up. All right. We are ready to continue WCS America Open Qualifier number 1 for Valencia. We are in round 3, which is the round of 16, if I recall correctly. I think it is. And it's going to be MCanning versus Scarlett. So this is going to be a great series. Our first game, Todd, can't be a surprise to anybody. It's going to be played on Abyssal Reef.
Yeah, and they are one match away, actually, after that from making it onto Challenger. So they have to win this one, then one more, which will be against Drunken Boy, Tesla, also Torx, but first.
Wow.
Have to face against one another. Starting in the top left-hand side, playing as the Blue Protoss. He's the legendary North American Protoss streamer legend, Beast,
Baller.
God,
Badass.
MCanning.
All those things. I couldn't agree more with Todd. And over here on the right bottom side, playing from Korea, it's the one and only Scarlett. Scarlett, of course, one of the big favorites today. I love myself some Chris Canning. Fantastic stream. Great disruptor plays. Some of the best you'll see around. But I think against Scarlett in a best of 3 here, it's going to be an incredibly tough challenge for him. But let's see.
And Scarlett's back in Korea, I believe, which it's not actually a very bad time. No. It's funny, like for a normal person, though. You know how pro gamers, they wake up in the afternoon and go to bed like late nights, you know, 5, 6 a.m. I feel like a lot of pro gamers almost always are going to have these sleep schedules. Obviously for Scarlett, I don't know. But right now, I believe that it must be something like maybe like noon or 1 p.m.
Yeah, it's like 7 hours. No, it's a little earlier
Less?
than that.
Okay.
It's probably like 10:30 or 11:30.
So it technically could be a very bad time, past like the time she would go to bed usually.
Yeah, because obviously this tournament started for Scarlett probably for 9 a.m., 9 a.m.-ish.
So the time, we should ask after what her sleep schedule is like. I really wonder. You know, it's prime time, right, to play. Prime time is not like very early in the morning. Like from noon it starts picking up, and then in the evening is really when there's the most people playing. That's like this across every single server of the region you're going to play in.
Well, I represent the warriors of the night, Todd.
Yeah, well, I've tuned into your stream because I represent these warriors as well. So I've seen you these days playing until very late at night.
Yeah, there's just something very calming and peaceful about playing at night. When it's just dark outside, you don't hear anything. Whenever I play during the day and the sun is shining, it's burning through your window. Even if you have curtains, you still feel the heat. And you just hear people walk by, you hear cars. Kind of stresses me out a little bit.
Yeah.
I like the calmness of the night. We see Scarlett going up to 3 bases relatively fast, and also quite an early roach warren, Todd. And it's not just going to be 1 or 2 roaches, it's going to be 7 roaches here.
Yeah. Scarlett has been throwing in a lot of different cheeses at times in these challenger matches that we've seen her playing, and she's done a very good job of mixing in the exact right amounts as well. It's not been only cheese, you know, like in the one game that Protoss will expect it the most, she will play something different. And with the way MCanning has opened, I think I was thinking a Dark Shrine, but no, I see a Sentry starting. Maybe because he realized something was up?
Yeah, I think he does. I think he's going to...
Yeah, okay, he started Roaches, But I was thinking Dark Shrine, and I think that's what Scarlett may have been counting on, in which case there is no Mothership Core, there is not going to be enough. A lot of the time there's going to be like 1 Adept and then 1 unit, and then you can break through and do a ton of damage. But no, MCanning is getting ready.
Yep,
if he can hold this comfortably, he's going to be in a great position.
I still think whenever you open up with a Twilight, it's always very difficult. Like a 1-gate Stargate would be a lot sweeter. Then you get 1 Oracle, you can get a Void Ray as well. Makes your life a little bit easier. It's going to be very important. He overcharges the right pylon, and he does overcharge the top pylon. That's actually going to deny high ground vision for a split second. Now these links are going to stream in already, though, Todd. Is there another overcharge available? Yes, there is. But Scarlett shows no respect for overcharge. She just goes for those pylons immediately, and I think that Chris Canning is in quite a bit of trouble here, Todd.
Yeah, these pylons die super quick. Scarlett with the proper target fire on those, not wasting any time here. She wants to pick up a quick 1-0 lead. And the Dark Shrine, it can't finish early enough here for MCanning, who's trying to get more gateways as well here to hold on against this. He's going to have to pull probes, but so many are going to die instantly.
Oh, there's so many links still working on those probes as well. The roaches in the back still pushing out a lot of damage. I think that's going to be it already here for game number 1, as 25 workers have fallen. MCanning scouted it, he picked up on it, and he thought what he was doing was right. But I think maybe Todd sometimes think it's better to overdo it than to underdo it with the pylons.
He could have re-walled behind quite heavily as well, just to make sure these units don't get through, because I really think that if they didn't get through, he would have been in a great position.
Now, this is obviously not an attack that you can
Oh, man. the break was like 15 times longer than the game.
Not 15, but yeah. Very short game number 1. Hopefully game number 2 is going to be a little bit longer, because that's obviously what we want to see. I mean, this is a build that I think if MCanning would have opened up with a Stargate, then I truly wonder if Scarlett would have gone for this build as well. I do think it's quite typical for her, because lately whenever she plays in these online qualifiers, cross-server, it's a lot of these like no-nonsense builds, you know, like I don't want to mess around builds. Just open up, make a couple drones, and just make units and try to end the game immediately. And it's one of these things that looks so easily, and there's a lot of Zergs that can try to do this against MCanning, and it won't work, but somehow if you're Scarlett, these things do work. It's kind of crazy how that works.
Man, I don't know what it is, but I have such a hard time getting into games myself. Good thing, like, it's smooth for you, because...
Well, I've got help. I've got an admin that's setting up a lot of the games for me. You have to do it yourself.
No, he's helping me, supposedly.
Maybe
like, every time I pick a game, somebody goes AFK and stuff.
All right. Game number 2 is going to be played on Odyssey. That is a map that is a little bit larger. It's going to be hard for Scarlett to do the same build. But one of the downsides that Protoss has in Odyssey is that there is no ramp going into the natural. So there are ramps, but they are pretty far away. So certain roach attacks are actually quite hard to deal with as well, because the Zerg doesn't have to worry about high ground vision. Let's see how it plays out, Todd. Game number 2. Hopefully it's going to last a little longer than the 5 minutes we saw in game number 1.
Yeah, MCanning, you really have to start feeling for him here at this point. Every time he plays in these open cups, seems to have a really hard time. Every time he meets somebody renowned, he kind of falls apart. And at this point, he must be getting to his head. But yeah, anyway, there he is, standing in the bottom right-hand side of the map, playing as the Blue Protoss. And for Team Flipside Tactics, it's MCanning.
And over here on the left top side, we have the one and only Scarlett. Of course, she already qualified for Yon Shopping. I think a lot of people are incredibly curious to see how well she will do there.
Yeah.
Since she wasn't at Austin, which was kind of a shame, actually. One of the few players that was truly missing in Austin.
Was focusing on GSL, I believe. Actually, she didn't just make it to Yon Shopping. She actually won that challenger. So now, a lot of expectations going into this one. I think if she was not to make it, would be a very disappointing result for a lot of people and herself as well. And, well, looking to try and play some more aggressive builds here. If MCanning does not see this coming, it could be even more dangerous. Well, proxy hatchery.
There is a probe in the main base of Scarlett. And the probe is going to spot a spawning pool that's very late. And an extractor that starts mining gas now. And then obviously if you're Protoss, you're like, something ain't right. The problem with this map is that right now you're probably thinking, okay, maybe on the low ground, nope. And then you got to check the golds, nope.
Yeah.
And by the time that you checked everything, that's when you realize there is a proxy going on. We see MCanning going southbound right now. He's like, okay.
Is it Ravagers build?
It could be Lings and, well, there's gas on the way, so.
Yeah, I think Ravagers.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Like Rotron would start now, and then you get Ravagers at the front, you just spam Corrosive Bile.
And that's obviously going to be incredibly effective against the Forge. Yeah, it could just be
Spine Rush.
Yeah, Spines indeed. Well, against the Spines, the Forge is going to be very useful. Because if you can get enough cannons there. Yeah, this is one of the things I mentioned right before the game. There are no ramps going into the natural. The Zealot is going to spot this though. And that's going to help a lot for MCanning. It's going to give him a small heads up to figure out what he has to... Ooh, he cancels the Nexus immediately. He's going to get cannons.
I like this. If you hold this like that and you have the cannons at the front, you're going to be in a great position. That's Zealot though. Needs to go and defend, but then it's not going to be walled off.
No,
forced to cancel.
Oh, I like that cannon. I would have lost that cannon. He's going to try to re-get it, but it's going to be harder and harder to let this cannon finish off. This is a very important cannon, because this cannon is going to keep the Forge safe, and it's also going to keep the gateway safe.
You know what you do behind this, by the way? The REM. Robo on one base, more gateways. But first you need to survive here. Oh, that cannon is so sick. Just won't go up.
If that Zealot would have just came out a tiny bit faster the first time,
yeah,
I think
his goddamn job.
Yeah, there is no... Jeez.
What?
Kind of caught me by surprise. Now this cannon is going to be forced to cancel for the 4th time. MCanning is going to try to get a few more cannons up behind this. I really wonder if Scarlett is eventually going to give up on this, or if we're just going to see more Lings, more Queens. Most of the time, Zergs don't give up on this. They'll just keep doing it.
It's very hard to transition out of it. Like, you know you're already behind on the walker count. Sure, she could mine from that hatchery below, but then like you still have that awkward position out there.
No sentry.
I really think that MCanning needs a robo, by the way. Oh, he lost the gate now. He can't start a robo.
Nope. That Overcharge is doing some serious work. That one cannon is still alive as well. The Stalker and the Zealot going to help out a tiny bit too. Look at that Overcharge doing work, Todd.
Yeah.
The Queens are trying to keep these spines alive.
Is he trying to unpower? Hey, that's not going to work. Man, what a sick hold. 2 gates now start. If he had started a Robo before the gateway died, that would have been brilliant here for MCanning, but it looks like he's going to hold on for now. Man, MCanning, more like MCannon.
Yeah, I like it. He had 2 gates going up and then he decided to cancel one. Goes for another cannon instead, having 5 cannons now. The link count is really high though. Don't you think that it's worth it right now? I know that Scarlett is very low economically, but 1 Evo Chamber, 1 Dropper Lord. Wouldn't you like that? I'd love to see 8 Zerglings in the main now, or even 16 links. Because I don't think busting the front here is really going to work out. The Cybercore is going to take some damage and might eventually go down, but it's definitely not going to go down before Warp Gate is done, and that's obviously very big for MCanning. Who's starting the Robo, by the way, like you suggested, Todd, in the main. And he's already accepting the fact that the Cybercore is going to go down. But Warp Gate has finished up, and I think that's the most important thing. As the Spine and Queens are working on this a little bit. Scarlett's getting her Roach Warren that's about to finish up. Probably going to see maybe a few Ravagers and then try to take care of these cannons with Corrosive Ball. But by the time that has truly happened, MCanning should have an Immortor or 2. I'm surprised that he has 21 workers. But okay, 2 and 2. That makes sense. Meanwhile, Todd is trying to join Neo Games desperately. It's working out, guys. Eventually, we're gonna have...
No, they started without me, I think.
Who?
Nobody respects me.
Oh my God.
It's insane. Every time I want to join a game, they're just like, nah, let's go.
I like this by MCanning as well. He's going to drop a pylon on the left side, blocking this potential gold. Obviously, Scarlett could always take the other gold as well. There is 1 or actually 2 Ravages on the field at the moment. These Ravages are going to be very annoying. But at first, Immortal is almost out. There's a couple of sentries available for MCanning as well. And that's also going to be quite massive. Because these sentries are going to give him those extra force fields that he could potentially need. He's going to lose pylons. The 14 doesn't supply block himself, but that shouldn't be the case yet. Ooh, Ravager's taking a lot of damage. Scarlett's not paying attention. Scarlett! Okay. Let's see what he's going to punch shoot. Never mind. Just didn't waste any time. For a split second, guys, I thought Scarlett wasn't paying attention. Shame on me. How could I ever think Scarlett is not paying attention?
Oh, man. I'm so tilted.
It's okay, Todd. We'll get it. At least there is 1 good ZVP going on. Look at both cannons.
At least Tesla asked if I wanted to cast him against Drunken Boy. I said, yeah, sure. Yeah. And then I'm in the lobby. He's like, ready when Todd is, because I respect Todd.
Tesla is a great guy. He's also a very fun Protoss. That's a good game. You should definitely give us updates on that game.
Yeah.
All the cannons have been taken out by these Ravagers from Scarlett. But there is a real Protoss army by now, Todd. Forcefield goes down as well. The Spine Crawler. That's kind of awkward. Lings are going to try to squeeze in second overcharge. MCanning has to be careful because he doesn't have many overcharges left.
There is no rush for him. He needs to just kind of wait, hold on. Even if this wall goes down, he might be fine. But obviously it will be a lot worse without these 2 gateways.
It's really hard to stay calm when you see this Zerg army knocking on your front door. We are here to talk.
It's like there is a rain of fire that's about to go down on your base here, and that's called the Corrosive Pile. Force field.
Oh, that's the pylon with very low HP, so it's going to go down almost immediately. No more overcharge. The Link squeezing in, but these force fields have been taken care of as well by these Ravagers. And I think that there is too much Zerg here, Todd, even though the Immortals are still standing strong. And good use of these mineral patches as well, but the Queens are going to help out. I think this is going to be it for MCanning. Had a pretty, it felt like it was a good hold at first, but Scarlett just never gave up. And the moment those Ravagers started showing up, that's where things just went from bad to worse for MCanning.
Yeah, that cannon at the front that kept on being taken down, I think slowed down everything here for MCanning, and he's gonna fall. Really sad to still see him not being able to get the results he would like to get here in this challenger, but he'll get another chance tomorrow. That's the good thing about this, whereas Scarlett still moves on to the actual qualifying match up next, but we're going to be jumping straight into Tesla against Drunken Boy.